So the BS6 emission norms are now in play, which means motorcycles are getting heavier, reporting less power and most importantly becoming more expensive. While it is good for the polar bears up north, it is putting a frown on all the enthusiasts' faces. Speaking of enthusiasts, what we have here today is the TVS Apache RTR 200 4V, a motorcycle that has been really dear to the community. And as it transitions to the BS6 emission norms, we are here to see what has changed, what has remained, and if the motorcycle is still the perfect commuter in the urban space. Starting with the design, a major change comes at the front with the new headlamp that now has a pair of DRLs that TVS calls a claw lamp. While looks might be subjective, we did not quite resonate with its shape. Also, the angle at which these lamps are placed, it throws glare at night on the rider which obstruct the vision. Apart from this, most of the bikes remains the same except for a few changes in graphics. The quality of the panels on the body and around the instrument cluster look premium with minimal gaps. Hence, it is safe to say overall that the bike has been put together pretty well. Now, the Apache 200 has always been a happy commuter with laudable ergonomics. The tail continues in the BS6 version as well, with accessible seat height, upright handlebar position, slightly rear set foot pegs and a wide seat. While making its way into the new emission norms, the Apache RTR 200 has gained about 3 kgs. However, we were happy to see that this gain remains to be just on paper, as the motorcycle still remains to be the exciting, agile machine that has no problem being in the urban space. To keep the bike fresh and make it a bit more appealing in the competitive market, TVS has dug into its bag of R&D and graced the motorcycles with 2 new interesting features. So one of the most notable features that TVS has added in the Apache 200 in its BS6 version is the glide-through technology. So what it essentially lets you do is crawl at slow speeds in traffic just by modulating the clutch without any throttle input. And the second is the SmartX Connect, which connects with your phone's Bluetooth and shows vital information about your motorcycle, including trip details, top speed, lean angle and average speed. The new Apache 200 features the same KYB conventional fork at the front and Showa monoshock at the rear that is sprung on a slightly stiffer side. The setup does not compromise comfort in any way while being planted and stable during corners. In its new avatar, the Apache RTR 200 4V continues to have the brand's Remora tire at the front but ships with new dual compound radial tires as standard at the rear. In terms of braking, the new Apache is exactly how I remember the BS4 version to be, a setup that could have done with a bit more bite and feel. In addition to this, the bike now gets dual channel ABS as well. However, the system kicks in a wee bit early and seems intrusive at most times. Now coming to the core of the matter, did the transition dilute the Apache 200's character? In a word, no. On its way to the new norms, the Apache 200 has surely gained about 3 kgs and has shown a drop of about 1.38 Newton meters. But our doubts were put to rest the moment we got our hands on the bike. The engine still loves to rev and comes alive with a solid mid-range. The fuel injection has significantly helped with the refinement, but we did notice vibrations that seeped in at around 8000 RPM. On a related note, we were also expecting TVS to offer the bike with a 6th gear. On the highway, the bike reaches triple-digit speeds at the YB part of the rev range, and a 6th gear would have notably improved the issue. Hence, to sum it up, we are happy to report that TVS has done a rather splendid job in retaining the essence of the Apache RTR 200 4V. Yes, the transition does come at a substantial price hike, but most of it is for the mechanical changes. And additions like the connected technologies and the glide-through technologies make the bike an even better commuter. So if you're looking for a bike in the 200cc segment, then the Apache RTR 200 4V should be the top of your list.